Damia Rosewood stared intently at her computer screen. It was a chunky thing, all beige plastic and harsh angles. The glow reflected in her large brown eyes. Around her, the office hummed with the dull roar of other people working. It was a symphony of keyboard clicks and muffled phone calls. Damia's fingers flew across the keyboard. She was a whiz at data entry, a skill not many appreciated in this day and age. But she took pride in her work. Accuracy was key. Damia adjusted her blue top hat, a quirky touch that clashed spectacularly with her sensible blue suit. A splash of orange from her scarf peeked out at the collar. Her curly brown hair was pulled back in a no-nonsense bun, a few rebellious strands framing her round face. She was a woman on a mission, determined to finish her task before the clock struck 5. There was no time for distractions. Not today. Suddenly a loud thump made Damia jump. Her head whipped around, eyes wide with alarm. The source of the noise was the window. That was new. Before she could process what was happening, a figure swung through the open window and landed with a flourish on her desk. Papers scattered everywhere. Damia's jaw dropped. "Hola, Hermosa!" a voice boomed, thick with playful bravado. Damia could only stare at the unexpected visitor. He was a sight to behold. A bright yellow mask covered his face, shaped like a giant nacho with 2 pointy ears sticking up. Spiky black hair poked out from under the mask, adding to the overall absurdity of the situation. He wore a black and white striped shirt that strained against his muscular frame. A bright yellow pair of gloves covered his hands, and a black cape billowed dramatically behind him. Black shorts completed the bizarre ensemble. This was definitely not in the company handbook. Why are you dressed like a snack?" Damia finally sputtered, her voice a mixture of confusion and annoyance. The masked man chuckled, a deep, rumbling sound that sent shivers down Damia's spine. He hopped off the desk and struck a pose, one hand on his hip, the other pointing at her. "They call me Nacho," he announced, his voice muffled slightly by the mask. "And I'm here to spice up your day." Damia wasn't sure if she should be amused or terrified. This had to be a prank, a very elaborate, very confusing prank. "But breaking into my office?" she asked, her voice rising in disbelief. Details, Nacho said with a dismissive wave of his gloved hand. He rummaged in his cape and pulled out a brightly coloured lunchbox. It was adorned with a cartoon image of a smiling sun and the words "Lunchly" written in bubbly letters. Damia's eyebrows shot up to her hairline. "What's that?" she asked, her initial anger giving way to curiosity. Nacho grinned, his eyes twinkling above the mask. He held out the lunchbox like it was a precious jewel. "This, my dear Damia," he said, his voice softening, "is a gift from Mr. Beast himself." Mr. Beast, the internet celebrity known for his extravagant giveaways? Damia's mind reeled. What was going on? Before she could voice her thoughts, Nacho leaned in close. His cologne, a strange mix of cinnamon and something vaguely citrusy, filled her nostrils. It was surprisingly pleasant. He placed a quick, playful kiss on her cheek. Damia froze, her face heating up. He was gone as quickly as he appeared, disappearing back out the window with another flourish of his cape. Damia stood there for a moment, stunned into silence. Then a slow smile spread across her face. She shook her head, chuckling softly. Only Nacho could pull off something so outrageous. She picked up the lunchbox and examined it closely. It was warm. Opening it, she found an assortment of sandwiches, fruit, and a handwritten note that simply read, "Enjoy, Mr. Beast." Damia sat down at her desk, a warm feeling spreading through her chest. Maybe a little spice was exactly what she needed. She unpacked her lunch, a genuine smile on her face. This was definitely not how she expected her day to go, but